I've got three best bets that you need to take today. Joe DeLeon here with the Sports Geek. We give out three best bets every single day. We've got three great NBA picks that we're going to be dishing out, but we sadly have to update the scoreboard. Did not perform well on Friday. Got a fat over, airballed the hell out of it. Cold as could possibly be. We went 2-1 on Thursday. We didn't update the score on Thursday. Feeling really good about myself. 2-1 day, thinking, oh, these three picks are going to be great. Nope. Still 34-17, good for 67% on college basketball. Currently sitting at 60% overall, 43, 29-1 on all of our picks. Like I've said this before, the hot run that we had for the month of February and for part of March, reality was going to set in at a certain point. I've never come on here and tried to act like I was some sort of an expert. We're placing picks. We're having fun. The three picks that didn't hit those: St. Mary's -4.5 versus Vandy, UNC -2.5 versus Ole Miss, and then Memphis +1.5 versus Colorado State. Those did not come to fruition. I didn't give out picks, but I didn't end up rebounding on the weekend. Doing really well on Saturday and Sunday. But we are going to try and bounce back in the NBA. First game I want to jump to, Lakers -4 versus the Magic. LeBron's been getting back into the mix since coming off of that groin injury. And I feel like that's impacting a lot of these spreads, especially because the Lakers, they've been in a bit of a cold stretch. They're coming off of really bad, brutal back-to-back losses to the Chicago Bulls of all teams, and they also lost to the Milwaukee Bucks. My logic with this pick, as LeBron is starting to get healthier and healthier, hopefully he is starting to improve and get back to his normal dominant capability that we saw that he was able to do when he was playing alongside Luka before this injury. I think that with any team with high playoff aspirations, when they showed us their ceiling, going up against a middling below average Magic squad with the motivation that they need to get back on track, that the Lakers are going to come out here and they're going to put up a much bigger fight than what they put up against the Bulls. LeBron, Luka, this whole team has enough pride to not get their asses kicked in back-to-back games against East opponents. So we're going to go with the Lakers -4. Second, Pacers -1 versus the Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards right now is dealing with a right finger laceration. He's got a cut on his finger. His status is uncertain from when we're taping this on Sunday night. Even if he does play, it does not sound like that this is something that is going to be avoidable for him. And at the very least, this also seems like a very short-term issue for Anthony Edwards that we can take advantage of, that they might just sit him out for one game. So we're playing into the very important fact of that the Timberwolves' success is heavily driven off of what Anthony Edwards does. He is their entire offense since they got rid of Karl Anthony Towns. So if he doesn't play, or he's playing with a significant cut on his finger that he's listed on the injury report, they're not going to play to their typical potential. The Pacers are also a very scrappy good team in the East, so I'd be willing to put money on them for them to cover in this spot. Last, Celtics -4 versus the Kings. Celtics are as dominant as they've been all year long. They're one of the few top teams right now that I feel like in the month of March where it's just the nuttiness of the NBA where we've seen blowouts by awful teams against good teams. We've seen great teams get unexpected victories with major starters out. The Celtics have been steady, and I'm shocked by how close this spread is against a pretty mediocre Kings team. Again, 9-1. Celtics are 9-1 in the last 10 games. They're only 5-5 against the spread in that stretch. But what I found really interesting is the reason why they're only 5-5 is that 5 of those games they were favored by more than 10 points. They have been given ridiculous spreads because the expectation is that they're just going to smoke everybody that they're going to play. They're actually a tough team to bet on to cover because they're constantly being given these massive spreads. So when we get an opportunity to bet on a number that is lower than 5, we're going to take it with the Celtics. So I think Celtics -4. And also, Kings are crap right now. 3-7 in their last 10 games. They haven't really shown much life since the trade deadline, and they moved De'Aaron Fox. I think that there is enough writing on the wall to believe that the Celtics can win this game and win this game by more than 5 points, unless it ends up playing into the randomness that the month of March has shown us. Hopefully, because we're almost at the end of the month, that we actually get a little bit more back into some certainty and that these teams start to lock in as the playoffs are right around the corner. Hit that follow button, or hit the subscribe button rather, hit that like button, comment below who you are taking today. We'll talk to you later.